Do you struggle to get your blog posts to show up in Google? Are you curious why, no matter how hard you try, you still cannot get more readers to your blog? Keep watching this video because I'm going to show you a few simple ways how you can get good fortune and finally get more readers to your blog. Just in case you're wondering, what are you going to learn? Well, I'm going to show you 16 ways how you can improve your chances of making your blog more popular on Google. So feel free to grab a pen and paper, and guess what? If you stay till the end, I'm going to show you how you can get free access to an SEO checklist. Number 1 on the list, make sure you have a primary key phrase, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. First item on the list is your primary key phrase, and the tool I'm going to use is called Ubersuggest. If you head over to Google and type in Ubersuggest, you'll be able to click on it. And if you want to go directly to it, it's neilpatel.com/Ubersuggest. You come up with a screen like this and you type in whatever your primary phrase is. So say, for example, your primary phrase is nail polish strip. When you get in there, you would see the results for nail polish strip. It might ask you to sign in with Google, but there shouldn't be any need for you to do that. And if you want to say, okay, I'm going to use nail polish strip I'm going to write a topic, an article, a blog post about nail polish strip, then that is your primary key phrase. Okay? And that's how you go about deciding what primary key phrase to use. You go ahead and look at, for example, the search volume. And if it is over 1,000 words, it means that it's a good enough word to write on. Although you must be wary of the search engine difficulty and the amount of backlinks needed to get on page 1, for example. So you might want to look at something a little bit less competitive. And let's take a look then at the secondary key phrase. Okay, and number 2, we've got secondary key phrases. And I'll show you the difference between the primary and the secondary right now. Okay, so in terms of the primary, I said was nail polish strips. If you scroll down, you would see that there are other key phrases here. In this particular case, there isn't a lot to go on. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into new tab and type in nail polish strip in Google. And if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, it will let me know there what else. Color Street nail polish strips, Color Lab nail polish strips. So these phrases here are more or less your secondary key phrases. So we've got nail polish strips, Target, SE nail polish strips. So these are all branded Color Street nail polish strips. So in other words, what you're looking for is what alternative words people type in. And even if you look here in the titles or even the description, nail stickers, these aren't like the like of nail stickers. Okay, so this is what you can be looking for. You're looking for something that is a similar or a synonym, similar name that is very similar to nail polish strip that people would actually type into Google to find nail polish strips. So not everybody's going to put, like, for example, if I was going to do this, I would put stickers for nails or something to that effect. And that's probably what I would have typed in as opposed to nail polish strip, because I didn't know the name of it was nail polish strip. Decals, fake nails, as you can see here, it is all nail art, nail decals. Okay, so that's one thing you want to consider when it is you are writing your article. Make sure you have a primary and then you have the secondary, which is other words that people will type in that is not necessarily exactly the same as your primary key phrase. Okay, let's look at the next item. Okay, at number 3, the most important thing you need to have If you're using WordPress, make sure you install an SEO plugin. The one I would recommend is the one produced by Yoast, and it's called the Yoast SEO plugin. I'll go into a lot of detail as to how that works, and we'll take it from there. Is the Yoast SEO plugin. You need to go in once you have a WordPress, obviously, website. This is specifically, I'm looking at Yoast, sorry, at your WordPress, and you go in and you install the Yoast SEO plugin. If you don't know how to do that, you just go and click on Add New. And once you get to the search, you type in Yoast, Yoast, and you see I already have it active there. You just go ahead and install it, like how it says install it now, install it and activate it. Once you have done that, then you'll have to go through a series of what do you call it, setup. So if I go into settings, and I have an entire blog post dedicated to this, you go into the webmaster tools. It'll ask you for different verifications. It will ask you if you want to have these on or off. It will also ask you to go ahead and go through the configuration wizard. And is your site live already? You click next. What is it? Is it a blog or online shop? You just select whatever, click next. Put in the name, organization, all the different URLs, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Click next. Answer the questions. If you want the search engines to see your blog posts, the pages, your templates. If I have templates because I'm using Elementor, only for products, I'm using WooCommerce, so I have products. All the testimonials, I'm using a special thing that has testimonials. So that it's going through all of the things that you have on your website. If you want it to recognize all of those, you just select yes or no. Will it have multiple authors? Click yes or no. Your website name, what kind of separator you want to use. I tend to use this one here. Click next. And then you put in your email if you want to sign up. I didn't want to sign up, so I don't know, my email, just pulled my email from somewhere, so that's fine. And if you want to upgrade to premium, I don't suggest you need premium, just click next. And that would be it then, and you close that. So you just have to go through that configuration process, follow the steps next. And then what you'd probably most likely need to do, if you haven't done it already, is go into your Google Search Console and set it up there. This particular video is not going to be covering that. Once you have that installed, you're going to be heading over to your WordPress blog post that you've written, and you will be seeing, if you go in here, you see the Y for Yoast SEO. You'll be seeing something that looks like this, where you have to enter your primary key phrase. It will give you a rating in terms of the readability analysis of your blog post. As you can see here, it looks at passive voice, consecutive sentences, etc. And this is the SEO bit here. It's telling me that I need more keywords, but it's fine. I already have it as green. I don't have to add additional keywords, but it's up to you if you want to add it. And it tells me I need more subheadings with it. And it tells me all of my image alt tags. You can go ahead and do that, upgrade that if you want. But once I have two green smiles, I'm good. I don't need to do anything, but you can see it goes into your inbound links, sorry, your internal links, your outbound links, your key phrase in the introduction, and all of that, as you can see here. You just make sure you get as many green dots as much as possible, so that you can actually get two green smiles at the end of the day. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so that is the Yoast SEO plugin. Obviously, there are others available out there. It's up to you to decide which ones you want to use. But my preference is the Yoast SEO plugin. Okay? Okay, so we're now down to 4, 5, and 6. And they all relate to each other. So number 4, we've got make sure you link to an external reputable website. I'll show you that in a second. And number 5, we've got make sure you link to an internal piece of content, an existing blog post or page. And then at number 6, we've got make sure that you link from an existing blog post to the newly published blog post. So let me dive in and show you how that works. So the next on the list is the link to an external piece of content. So when you're writing a blog post, it's important. Google looks to see if you're linking to a site in a good neighborhood, so to speak. And you can see here, I've actually done some research looking at, for example, the teachable history for this particular blog post. And if I scroll along a bit here, I looked at a video, and my blog post is actually linking to an external site. So in other words, I'm not being greedy, hungry, whatever you want to call it, selfish, by not linking to external posts. I think I might have a second link in here. So I try to at least have one link. Here we go. We have another link to an external and another one here. So having links to external blog posts means that you're sharing the love, and you're not being stingy, so to speak, with your link juice. You're linking to make sure you link to a credible site as well, something that will be there for a very long time to come. Okay. Google checks on is your links to your own content. So in other words, when you write a blog post, you want to make sure that you're actually linking to other posts within your blog or within your website. So for example, if you look here, I've got several links leading to other blog posts. If I click on it, you'd see I am actually linking to an existing piece of content there. And that's what you want to do. Make sure that you're doing. Obviously, it must be relevant to your current blog post. It shouldn't be random, random links. It should have a sort of a plan in mind with regards to linking to a relevant piece of content that your users or your readers would find useful, and the next best step after reading your blog post. Okay. Linking to your new blog post. So once you've written your blog post and it's gone live, so mine has gone live already, it's visible, it's in public, you have to remember to link that you should actually link to your existing blog post. If I come out of here and go here, you would see it's telling me here at the very top. Here's the internal links, number of internal links linking into this post, and this is the number of outgoing links, outgoing internal links to this post. So you go back to that one, and I have 4 places where other blog posts or other pieces of content is linking to this particular blog post. So it's getting link juice from existing pieces of content that already exist on my website. So hopefully that makes sense. So you'll know whenever you hit the publish button, within a couple of days of going live, you should link to your live blog post. It doesn't make sense to link to ones that you've scheduled, because people are going to click on it and get a bad experience. You must always link to ones that is already live. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so the next 3, 7, 8, and 9, I'm not going to do them together because they're not really related per se. But in at number 7, we've got the user intent. And this is probably the one thing that a lot of bloggers, small business owners get wrong. So I'll explain it more in detail if you look over my shoulder now. So now we're going to be looking at user intent. If you remember earlier, we were looking at nail polish strips. So you're going to look for that now. And you can see their videos here. So before we even look at the strips themselves, if I scroll along a little bit here, what you need to consider before you run off and write about nail polish strips is to understand the user intent. What do I mean by that? So when someone types in nail polish strips in Google, what are they expecting to see in the results? For me, if I type in nail polish strips, I want to see, well, what is it all about, because I'm just looking for nail polish strips. But here is where it gets a little bit more interesting. If I type in nail polish strips Walmart, for example, my user intent has suddenly changed, because now I'm looking for what it looks like when I go to shop at Walmart. So if I click on that and open a new tab, when someone types in nail polish strips in Walmart, this is what they're expecting to see. They're expecting to see the packet, the price, free pickup, um, how long it will take to deliver, what it looks like, etc. So the user intent is so important to get. And just to make sure that you understand where I'm going with this, let me use another example. So if I type in cookie dough, for example, if I type in cookie dough, what am I expecting? What is the user expecting to find in the results? It could be anything, right? It could be recipes. It could be just what it's all about, the facts, the information, etc. But if I type in cookie dough ice cream, for example, what am I expecting to see in the results? Right, I'm expecting to see ice cream. Or if I put in cookie dough near me, near me, what am I expecting to see in the results? So every time I put in a key phrase, the results that I'm expecting to see is going to be different, because Google is thinking about what the user wants to find when they type in that search. I just saw one that says for one. And the person who would serve for one, what are they expecting to see? They want to make a recipe for one person. So it's interesting when you consider the fact that depending on what the person types into Google is what they're expecting to find in the results. So when you decide you're going to write on a topic, make sure you consider that what you're going to write is actually going to match what the user is expecting to see in the results. Otherwise, your page or your post or your article is not going to get ranked in Google, because it doesn't address what the user is expecting to see in the results. Okay, I hope that really helps. I know it's something that some people, it's very succinct. People sometimes don't get it, but it's so very important that you write based on the user intent rather than what you think the user is what you think the user should read. Write on what the user is expecting to see in the results. Okay. And number 8, we've got make sure you use the SEO subtitles in the paragraphs. So essentially, when you write a blog post or any piece of content, you need to break it up into smaller paragraphs, and each paragraph needs to have a very SEO rich or search friendly subtitle. And I'll dive into that now so I can actually show you what that looks like. This one, we're going to be looking at your subheadings for your blog post. So let me explain what that looks like. So if you look at my particular blog post here, see I've written teachable versus thinkific and stuff like that, and I have these headings to break up the actual text. So it's not a whole big wall of, I think this is 3,000 words, is it? 2,600 words. It's not a big wall of that. I use images, I use subheadings to break up the paragraphs. Now these subheadings are very strategic. I didn't just pull them out of the top of my head. I did a lot of research to decide what those subheadings are going to look like. So if I go back into here, so for example, we were doing research on the nail polish strip. And if we scroll down, we notice that the nail polish strips reviews could be one thing, Walgreens could be one thing, Target. So in other words, these could be your subheadings. You don't have to use the whole word nail polish strip, Walgreens and Target, and unless you actually have links that leads to
products in Walmart and Walgreens and Target that customers can buy directly from your blog posts. But let's just say we look at the other word that is very similar, which is stickers for nails. You see it has a much higher search volume. And if I scroll down, you'd see they've got the secondary words is what I normally use for the subheadings, by the way. You have stickers for fingernails, stickers for gel nails, stickers for nail designs. And these three different ones could be your secondary, what we call search engine rich subheadings as well. Now there's one other thing. So if I click on stickers for nails, for example, and I scroll up, and if you look here, this is giving you a clue as to what people are looking for. Are nail stickers bad for your nails? What are the best nail stickers? Can you use regular stickers on your nails? How do you apply nail stickers? So in other words, depending on your user intent for when you write in the article, you may want to use these as your search engine rich subtitles when you're writing your article. Okay, because Google likes it when you actually have questions or you answer questions that people are asking about your particular topic. So that's one very important thing to consider. Here's another one, the nail polish strips. If I scroll down, same story here. What are the best nail polish strips? How long do nail polish strips last? Do nail polish strips damage your nails? How do you apply real nail polish strips? So consider that. Always look at the questions that people are asking and try and answer those questions by putting a subtitle within your post that relates to the question that people are asking. And it's the same example. It doesn't always apply for nail polish. I mean, it doesn't have to be that. For example, even the cookie dough example. If you're writing about cookie dough, you'd see people ask the same kind of questions. Can you eat raw cookie dough? How do you make cookie dough from scratch? How do you safely eat cookie dough? As you can see here, people are always asking questions, and the more you take that into consideration by putting the correct kind of subtitles, which I've showed you there. So people were asking about teachable pricing. I put that as a subheading. People were asking how to creating your first course on Teachable, how to set it up. So I literally answer their questions that people are asking when I wrote the blog post, so that when they get there, they get the answers to their questions. I really hope that drives the point home and it helps you understand why it's important to make sure that you have subtitles that are relevant to what people are asking or looking for in Google. Okay?
Okay, and at number 9, we've got another important thing. So when you do a search on Google and you have a list of 10 results, you'd see the name of the website or the result that you're looking at, and then there's a little paragraph below that, and that's called your meta description. So at number 9, we've got to write a click-worthy meta description. Let me show you what that looks like in more detail.
So now we're going to be looking at the meta description. And if I scroll along, so you see that's ads. I put in stickers for nails. That's the ads. If I scroll along a little bit, here comes the first organic search result. And this bit here is your meta description, as you can see. You've got the name of the web page and then a meta description. If I scroll down, that's a meta description there. That's a meta description there. So if I look at this one, so nail polish stickers and fake nails is a title of this particular post or article that was written. And the meta description reads, finish off your perfectly styled look with some fab false nails, a slick of nail varnish, or either that super bright glitter effect. At Claire's, we've got something, blah, blah, blah. So that's your meta description. And I'll show you where that normally happens. So when you have the Yoast plugin installed, I scroll away down to the bottom, your meta description is right in here. So you click on edit snippet, and that's where your meta description will see. It says meta description. And you can see I wrote a bit of blurb here. It probably isn't perfect, but when you're writing a meta description, you have to consider a lot of things. The first thing you need to consider is, will people click on it when they read it? And sometimes it will take a little bit of trial and error to get the meta description right. And one way you can know is when you go into your Google Search Console and you look at the amount of impressions versus the clicks. So the click-through rate should be a minimum of 1%. And if you're not getting 1% click-through rate on your meta descriptions, you need to improve it. So majority of my good blog post gets between a 3 and a 7% click-through rate. So in other words, once it gets 100 impressions, 3 to 7 people will actually click through to that. And that's again, it depends on where you show up in the search. So if you're on page 1 and you are like number 3 position, you have a higher chance of getting click-throughs compared to if you're in the number 7 position, because everyone on that page is sharing that same impression. So 100 impressions, there are 10 results on the page. Let me just see here. So that's number 1, 2, 3. Well, let's go the organic ones. 1, 2, I guess, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's about 9, between 9 and 10. And once this page, when someone types in stickers for nails, everyone on this page gets that 1 impression. So if 100 people type in stickers for nails at the same time, then there'll be 100 impressions, and all of the 10 results on this page gets those 100 impressions. What happens then is if the person clicks, if of the 100 people, 3 of them clicks through to Claire's, that's a 3% click-through rate. If 7 of them click through to this eBay listing here, that's a 7% click-through rate. And the goal that you want to have with the meta description is that it's attractive enough that people, when they look at the results, they scroll down. You want them to click through to yours. It must be attractive looking. Like for example, this one is a bit garbled. It doesn't look like it's pulling a proper meta description, whereas the one from Claire's looks kind of nice. You want to finish off a perfectly styled look. Or even this one, of course, Amazon always has good ones. Discover the best nail art stickers and decals in bestsellers, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Basically, you need to write a meta description that would encourage people when they see your option to click through, because you're answering their pain when you write your meta description. Okay?
Okay, so at number 10, 11, and 12, they're kind of related, but not really. So number 10, it's all about making sure that you include the key phrase in the meta description. So before we looked at writing a nice click-worthy meta description, make sure you include your main key phrase in that meta description.
Looking at the meta description, but this time you want to make sure that you include the keyword in the meta description. So the keyword here is stickers for nails. Now, this is going to sound confusing, but you have to bear with me because this is just the way Google works. When you, for example, as I was showing you for this particular one, when you write a meta description here, Google's technology for reading your meta description is so improved that they will actually not only read your meta description, but they will actually read the results in your entire blog post. As you can see here, there's lots of words I have in here. And I know that for a fact because I've seen it happen many times in a lot of my blog posts. It ranks for a lot of keywords that I don't actually have in my meta description. So, stickers for nails. So if you look through here, for example, nail stickers, nail decal stickers. So, nail stickers. So it has at least, like normally they would ignore, Google's bots will ignore the for, the to, the and. They're just looking for nails and stickers. So as you can see, the first result has nails and stickers, nails and stickers. This one just has stickers and decals. It doesn't actually have nails, but hey, it's Amazon. But it has it here in the title. It doesn't have it in the meta description, but it has it in the title. This one has it in the title and doesn't have stickers in the meta description, which is interesting. But it still got ranked. This one has it there in the meta description. Stickers and nails, nail and stickers, nails, decals. So essentially, when you write your meta description, it could be as attractive as possible, but try and make sure you include especially your primary keyword. You can include secondary keywords as well, but your primary one must be in there if you want to rank for your primary key phrase. All right. I hope that actually helps.
At number 11, we've got to make sure that your actual title of your blog post or piece of content is click-worthy. And I cover an entire, I guess, 3,000 words on how to go about formulating click-worthy titles or headlines. I'll go through that now in more detail with you.
And this time we're going to look at the title. And you see obviously nail polish strips again. And if I scroll down, so we looked at the meta description, which is this bit here, and now we're looking at the title. So this one isn't very attractive, to be honest. It's very boring. It just says nail polish strips. Nothing, but it ranks at number 1, and of course it's coming from Etsy. So Etsy has a very good, what do you call that, domain authority. So that's probably why it's number 1. But let's look at another one below that. It says the best nail polish strips reviews 2019. So that kind of is an interesting one to look at. This one says Sally Hansen Salon Effects real nail polish strips. It's okay. In Cocoa nail polish strips, French manicure, nail polish strips for sale. Of course, that's eBay. I don't even know why this is ranking in page 1 because nail polish strips is not even in the title. But anyway, Battle of the Nail Polish Strips. That's a cool one. Color Street versus Lillian Fox. I tried it. Sally Hansen nail polish. That's a good one as well. Yeah, but you get the idea there. Let's look at a different one now. This one is stickers for nails. These are ads, as you can see. It says ad there. If I scroll down, stickers for nails. It is nail art stickers. So it's eBay, has a very good high domain authority. Nail stickers and decals, not very exciting, but again, it's Amazon. But this one is it's kind of okay. So it's nail polish stickers and fake nails for girls. Not very exciting, but it's just very matter of fact. In Amazon, it says Amazon bestsellers nail art stickers. And we have stickers and decals, free shipping. So this is something that's really attractive to people. Free shipping on stickers and decals. And coolest nail stickers on Amazon. That's a cool one. Nail art stickers, water decals, and nail foils. Not very exciting, but it just is matter of fact and to the point. So essentially what I'm trying to say to you is, on your title, let's show you where that goes. So if it is you're writing a blog post and you're in WordPress, this is the title that I'm looking at. So for this one I had teachable versus thinkific, the painful truth you need to know. So the person's probably left wondering, I hope, when I wrote this particular title. So I hope that actually makes sense for you in terms of what you need to do to formulate a good title for your blog post or for your article. All right.
At number 12, it's all about including the primary key phrase in that title. So it's all well and good to write a very click-worthy title, but if you don't include the key phrase in there, you may not get ranked for it in Google. So let me show you what that looks like right now.
This time we're going to look at make sure that the key phrase is in the title. So if you remember, my key phrase for this is teachable versus thinkific. And there it is, teachable versus thinkific in the title. And let's look at the other examples that I was showing you earlier. So the key phrase in this particular one is stickers for nails. And like I told you, they tend to leave out the for, Google does. So if I look here, exactly that's the ads, it's past the ad straight. Stickers and nails. So it has a nail instead of nails. Stickers and nails. Stickers and nails, etc. You see there. They all try to include nails and stickers in the title. That will help you to get ranked on the first page if you make sure that the keyword that you're As you say, your primary keyword, not your secondary now, the primary one is actually in the title of your blog post. Okay?
Okay, so we're now at number 13. I hope you're taking notes and you're not lost, but hanging there, we've got 4 more left. So at number 13, it's all about word count. Yes, your minimum article should be around 350 words, but you have to think that this piece of content is normally an evergreen piece of content. It means that it will be timeless. It means that it will be there for the next 4, 5, even 10 years. So you want to make sure that it actually is still relevant and still weighted in quality now, in 3 years, in 5 years, and even 10 years from now. So my preference is that you would write an article or a post that is at least 1,500 to 2,000 words. A really good one obviously will be around 4,000 words, but I'm not asking you to go that far. But 1,500 words, at least in a year's time, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years time, it will still be relevant, still be quality. And besides, if you want to include all of the necessary key phrases in that piece of content, it's better off being much longer than it being short. Okay, at number 14, it's all about making sure you include the key phrase or a similar one to it in the actual URL. I know that probably doesn't make sense, but let me show you what that looks like in more detail.
You're going to be looking at the key phrase in the URL. So what does that mean? So like I mentioned before, with a Yoast SEO plugin, you include your primary key phrase in the focus key phrase box, which is fine. You include the key phrase in the title here. And then if you look here, there is the permalink, or the URL as I call it. We click edit. So that's my website. And then this is the bit that I can edit. And you can keep it as short as possible, making it easy for people to remember it. Or you can make it as long as you want it to be. But my preference, obviously, is make it as short as possible. And let me show you another example of that, so at least you'll get it. So in this particular article here, it is about increasing website traffic. So if I look here, increase website traffic. If I look in the Yoast SEO, it's increase website traffic. And if I click on here again, you see it there, I can edit it, increase website traffic. So you want to make sure you include the key phrase there as well, or a synonym of it. So it could, for me, it doesn't have to be necessarily increase, but it could be a different word for increasing website traffic, or grow website traffic, or something that is a synonym to it. It doesn't have to be always exact, but many people advise you to do the exact, but it must be similar. It could be like for example, in this particular case, I could have put here, instead of putting in just increase, I could have put how to. But my choice was to leave out the how to and put that instead. Because to me, the shorter it is, the better it is for people to remember it, and they won't have to remember a very long key phrase. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. You can also find it here, just in case you want to look at it somewhere else. That's where you can find it as well.
At number 15, we've got optimizing your images. Of course, now with social media and all of that's happening, people prefer to I guess, read or skim content that has images in it. Just like a child's storybook, but a little bit different. But anyway, what you need to do is make sure that you optimize the images by including the key phrase or a similar one, something that's a synonym to that particular key phrase in the image. Let me show you in more detail what that looks like.
How to optimize your images for search engine purposes. So for example, this image here, I've decided to use it Teachable versus Thinkific as my alt text for that particular image. Let's scroll down a bit more. This one, my image title, or it's Teachable pricing, for example. If I click on edit image, and I go to media library, and I go and I do teachable. So there it is. And you can see I have two things here. I've got the alt text and I've got the title, which technically speaking is also the image title. So you see it's teachable-pricing.png as my image. So you want to optimize it as much as possible so that your key phrase or your secondary key phrase is actually on the image here, here, and here. And that's all there is when it comes to optimizing images. I'll show you another example. If we go to here, increase website traffic, blogging schedule, works, page speed insights. So all of them I'm sort of optimizing. So this is a synonym of the same one. So instead of increased website traffic, I have increased readers to your blog. So it doesn't always have to be exactly the same primary key phrase, because that's then spamming your actual blog posts. But you try to switch it up a bit and make sure it's actually relevant primary and or secondary key phrases that you're using on your images. And you do that by labeling the image properly. So when you save the image, you save it with the key phrase. Like for my sake, it's increase readers to your blog. I put it in the name of the image, in the alt text, and in the title of the image as well. All right? Hopefully that explains that for you.
Finally, at number 16, that's 5, 5, 5, and 1, we've got, drum roll please, include a call to action. Yeah? Because there's no point in you going through all of this hassle and then you don't include something for the person to do when they finish reading it. Include a call to action so that they can take that necessary thing that you want them to do, whether it be to download something or to buy something, or whatever it is you want that person to do, join your email list. Make sure you include a next action, because they're probably thinking, oh, this is a really good piece of content, I'd love to follow this particular person who wrote it, and then you don't include something for them to do and they're like, okay, and they go on to the next site. So remember to include a call to action and you'll get the rewards for writing such a good piece of quality content. So if you enjoyed this video, then I think you'll also like my next video about how to write SEO friendly blog posts. I know there's more. Whatever you do, remember not to leave without your free SEO checklist by clicking on the relevant link as indicated in this video. Bye for now.